Hey guys, so I'm going to start this video off by saying that what I'm about to discuss with you all is pretty commonly a very taboo subject that a lot of people keep behind closed doors or just don't discuss at all, even within their own home. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to bring some sort of light to the situation and kind of hope for people who have either been victims of domestic violence or the perpetrator, the defendant in this situation. So I suppose I'll just hop right into it and start with my personal experience and what life has looked like for me for the past year. So it's actually been about a year and a half ago, I was got in an argument with my son's father, which ended in me slapping him in the face and saying a lot of really mean things and being very ruthless, which ultimately resulted in the police being called, and I was arrested and charged with harassment, which is a form of domestic violence. It was originally a third-degree assault, but it was dropped down to harassment charge. And what had happened with all of that was I had spent the night in jail. The next morning I had bonded out on what's known as a personal I don't know how to say it. It's a PR bond is what it is, and it's where you don't have to pay any money, and you're just basically giving them your word that you're going to show up to court when you have court. So I bonded out, and I had a protection order put on me to stay away from Josh, my son's father, for 2 weeks. And so that was really hard. I couldn't talk to him about it. I was just pretty much inside of my own head in this whole thing. And if you look back in my videos, what's titled my 8-month vlog was actually when all of this was going on. So I had gone to court and pleaded guilty and was sentenced to an 18-month probation sentence, which required a minimum of 36 weeks of domestic violence treatment classes, which are $25 each, along with parenting classes because my son was present during the incident, and obviously an 18th-month probation sentence where I have to go meet with a probation officer every month. I have to abstain from any kind of drug use, any kind of alcohol use. I'm getting tested all the time, stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing for the past year, and I'm almost done with it. I'll be done with it in September. Also, social services did get involved because obviously my son was present, and pretty much what just happened with that is they came over, looked at our house, looked things over, made sure he was safe, which obviously he is, and the case was closed. And but that's a really scary thing, and it kind of opened my eyes up to what domestic violence is, and it's a very broad range of different things. And if you've been in a relationship with somebody, chances are you probably have engaged in some sort of a domestic violence act. So I'll just go ahead and list down what's considered domestic violence. Anything from calling someone a bitch, an asshole, you motherfucker, anything like that, any derogatory comment to your significant other is domestic violence. If you are breaking their things, breaking your own things in a form of intimidation, that's domestic violence. Obviously, if you're hitting, that's domestic violence. So a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that just words are considered domestic violence, and you can get charged with a harassment, which is domestic violence. And a lot of people aren't aware of that. I personally wasn't even aware of that. And actually, in my state, Colorado, the domestic violence laws are a lot stricter. And the reason that they do that is because, okay, let's just say this is like really little, but I'm trying to fit it into the thing. Up here is your husband shot you in the face, or you shot your husband and you fucking killed him. Down here is you're calling him a motherfucker. Where the law is trying to intervene is in between, before it gets up to here. So they make you jump through hoops. It's $1,000 fines, $25 classes every single week. They're just pretty much up your ass all the time. And what that is they're trying to intervene. They're trying to make you not want to do that anymore. And for me, that's personally what it worked. It happened. And I've learned so much from my classes. I've learned how to take timeouts that help me calm down, so I'm not getting so frustrated and I'm not reaching a 10 on my anger scale. I'm able to cut myself off at a 5 and walk away and be okay, come back in an hour and everything's all right. And I've learned a lot of tools, and the thing about domestic violence is it's not the end of the relationship. If you are involved in domestic violence, there is recovery. It can happen. You can get better. You can rebuild the relationship. You can repair trust, and you can, move on to be a better person and ultimately a better lover to your significant other. So it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of you owning up to your own faults and pretty much just trying to move on in a positive direction from your bottom, which, was you getting arrested, obviously, for domestic violence. So the thing is that a lot of people are very scared to talk about it. They don't want to call the police. They don't want to involve anybody in it. They don't want to get help because they're ashamed. Even the victims are sometimes ashamed, and that's sad. And if you are a victim of domestic violence, you should know there's so many resources that can help you. Victims, advocates, everywhere. No matter what state you're in, where you live, how much money you have, they will help you. Either get you out of the situation or try to make the situation better as to the best of their ability. You just have to be willing to accept the help. And as for a defendant, such as myself, there is hope for us too. I mean, we can realize what we did was wrong and just try to move on in a positive direction and really apologize sincerely to your significant other and just try to move on in a positive direction. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of owning up, and it's not easy at all, but there's definitely is hope. And I can say for myself, I definitely am a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and for me, this absolutely happened for a reason, and it taught me a lot about myself and what my own boundaries are and what my problems are and how to fix them. So I, in a way, am very thankful and that it happened. I know that sounds weird, but I'm thankful that it happened because since then, it hasn't happened on my part, and, obviously, the same can't be said for my significant other. He actually did get a domestic violence charge himself on me, and since that happened, he has become a much better person because he's going to his classes, he's learning a lot about himself, he's learning a lot about how to control his anger, and we're both moving on in very positive directions. So absolutely everything happens for a reason, and our love for each other has brought us so close together and, made us realize that we don't want to be involved in that kind of stuff, and we just want to be better people in general. And the thing is that a lot of people experience this type of thing, just not a lot of people get caught for it or, get sent to jail for it. So, we've had to be very out in the open about it, admit it, talk about it, get help for it, and not a lot of people are in that situation. They kind of hide from it, pretend it's not happening, and that's never the answer. So if you are a victim or the person on the other side causing the pain, there's hope for you. You just have to open up and be willing to accept it. And anyone who's in this situation, absolutely know that if you don't have anybody to talk to, you have me, and I'm absolutely willing to talk with anybody about it. And anyone I can help with this video, that would just make me so happy. And I really hope that my words aren't misconstrued, and I'm not looked upon as a bad mother or a bad partner or a bad person, because I'm not. I am a good person, and I love my son, and I love my man. I've just made a lot of mistakes, and you just have to move on from them and try to be the best person you can possibly be. So that's where I am at this point. And if you guys have any questions, I hope you can feel open enough to talk to me and know that I'm not going to judge you. And just know that don't judge people from what you hear. If you hear that someone has a domestic violence charge and they're on probation or they had to go to jail for it, don't judge them right off the bat. You give them a chance, because it's not always what you think. And even me, when going into these classes and meeting these people for the first time, I thought, oh my god, she's crazy, she stabbed her husband, what a nut job. But no, all the girls I go to class with, I've became so close with, and I've cried with them, laughed with them, shared my entire life story with them, and they're, you know, some of them are my best friends, and you can really, the group settings that they put you in really help you open up and get help from these women who've been in situations that you have. And we're all people, we all make mistakes, and we're all just trying to be better at the end of the day. So don't judge people, give them a chance.